Hello there, I'm Daz. Today I'll be making a walkthrough of a mod I've recently installed called Forsaken Crypt by Renacles. So this is not to be confused with the Forsaken Crypt that lies within Forsaken Cave. It's a completely separate location. I understand this mod was originally created by Renacles and has since been ported for PC, PlayStation and Xbox by EverhartMods. Apologies to the people involved if I've got any of that wrong. I'll just go to the world map, show you where I am. So I'm just west of Fort Greymore. There is Whiterun and their Sleeping Tree Camp. I've had a couple of practice runs, so I'm fairly familiar with this. I'm going to head in there now. It's best to avoid this very early in the game. I ventured in here just as a test with a level 1 character, and I was confronted with a couple of Draugr Wights as my first opposition, so best to level up a little bit first. I should also mention that once installed, this place becomes a potential location for many of the Radiant quests. So we have a trapdoor here, which is very safe to walk over, you can't fall down there. We have our first chest right here. I'm not going to bother collecting any loot. Okay, lots of fungi around the place. I don't think there's anything else in this little area. There are quite a number of spell tomes lying around there. We have Mage Light. This is a random helmet. It's been a different style of helmet all of the 3 times I've been through here. Okay, we're just about to run into our first enemies, but first I want to point out a chest tucked away here, expert locked. I will pick this one, but I'm not going to waste too much time picking locks, as the loot is going to be random in any case. Right, I don't think there's anything else in here apart from burial urns. And at my level, I'm guessing I'm going to run into some Death Lords. You can't run away, fella. Okay. Burial urns to loot. Dwarven mail helmet. I'm guessing that you need to have unlocked Dwarven mail smithing for this to show up. So I'll try to remember to go to the local map quite frequently. A bunch of enemies in here. A great shot, Daz. That's typical. On the practice run I was hitting everything. Now I'm filming. I can't even hit a barn door. Okay, so lots of burial urns. The fast healing spell tome. An enchanted sword and a valuable potion. Okay, I don't want to spend too long loot hunting, but I don't want to miss anything important either. I had a feeling there should be a chest in here. No, let's move on. Okay, so we have pressure plates here. And there was this potion on this pedestal here. It's got knocked off. Spell tome flames. And you need to be quite careful here. We need to descend this spiral staircase. And if you drop off of the bottom, there is no way back up. As you can see, somebody's already suffered the spikes down there. A tripwire. That'll burn itself out quite quickly. Elven Battle Axe of Consuming. I'm pretty sure that is random. Spell Tome Mage Light. Almost missed that guy. Okay, so another potion, some soul gems in there, an adept locked chest, I'm not going to bother picking that, and 2 more spell tomes, Candlelight and Fury. Lots of spell tomes for budding mages. These guys aren't very alert. But I am wearing boots of muffle. You can turn off those swinging blades with that chain. Okay, so that's the way to do it, get them while they're asleep. An empty chest there. A not so empty chest here, hopefully. Right. So we pull this handle to open the doors, which also alerts these fellas. Make sure there's nothing here. Black soul gem and various ingredients. So, if you're fed up of adventuring, you've taken an arrow to the knee perhaps, and you want to run off home, You can head back up this way, through here. If you want to continue your adventure, you can head down through this newly opened door. Okay, so I'm going to be heading down there eventually, but first, check out this door on the left. Glass helmet and a couple of potions. More potions. And in order to get through this gate, we need to pick this apprentice lock and pull a lever beyond. There we are. Assorted goodies. Better make a quick save. There's going to be some ugly fellas in here. Who are going to try and get me, so I'll try and deal with them as quickly as possible. Let's have a pair of Dremora. So while they're busy, I'll have a quick look around. Make sure I'm not missing any chests. I'm sure I've missed some already, but hopefully not too many. Right, so there's definitely a chest up here. I remember it well, and here we are. Right, the Dremora think that there is another enemy somewhere. There he is. Okay, so they've dealt with him, and to proceed further from this point, we need to find a claw. It tells us that we need to find the iron claw. So what we need to do is head down here. Potion, anything else? Not really. Okay, let's move on. Yep. I knew I'd missed something. I missed the trap trigger attached to this door. I think it's an apprentice trap trigger, nothing too sinister. So just before I enter here, this is the map situation. Okay. So in here we have more spell tomes, heal other, and fireball. A great sword and some nice potions. I'm not going to pull that lever because if I do, I'm going to be hit by many darts. We need to solve a little puzzle here. Which is not too difficult. The answers are hiding behind these pillars. So there we have an eagle corresponding to this pillar. Up there we have a whale. Up there we have nothing. It's fallen down. And here it is. Eagle. And finally, up there we have a snake. Okay, on we go. Okay, so here's the claw we're after. This is a silver claw. It did say that we needed the iron claw, but I'm assured that this is the correct one. And here we are back again. And nearing the end of our journey. So, the correct combination is dragon, eagle, wolf. Okay. I remembered this one. So a few potions lying around. Nothing too amazing. Okay. That's that fella dealt with. That'll teach him. So a generic dragon priest with 250 gold and a bone meal. I think we've all seen those before. A boss chest with some nice stuff in there. I think there is another chest in here. I'm not 100% certain. Yeah, there is, but it is empty. So I may as well have not bothered. Okay, so let's get out of here. Another spiral staircase, and once again, avoid falling down there, because you're not getting back up again if you do. I'm being extra careful. So Crypt key, which opens this expert locked door, which takes us outside. So all done, folks. So this is a medium-sized dungeon. What am I doing? Hitting the wrong controls. So a medium-sized dungeon added to the game. I think I'll keep it in. It was quite nice, nothing amazing, but quite interesting. I hope people have found this useful. Anyone thinking of downloading this, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.